Hi, my name is Cassie Garcia. I'm currently studying at the Texas A&M University of Corpus Christi. I'm majoring in communication studies with the teaching certificate, and I have applied for the speech teacher position in Austin, Texas. So from a really early age, I've always knew I wanted to do something in education. My mom was a kindergarten teacher for 33 years, and about 20 members of my family are educators. So it's kind of in my blood. So come my senior year, I got the opportunity to be an intern in a first grade class for an entire year. So every day I would go for about 2 to 3 hours to a nearby school and help a teacher. We would do math, social studies, send the kids out the door, things like that at the end of the day. So that was a really great experience, and I feel like I've learned a lot from that. I learned a lot about kids, I've learned a lot about myself, and thinking back, I definitely that was really rewarding for me. My three skills would be I'm a creative thinker. I am very dedicated and my communication skills. So, being a creative thinker, whenever you're going to be a speech teacher, a lot of people have speech anxiety. Basically, simple as that. People get scared to be up front in front of their peers and give long speeches, even short speeches. People are afraid. So, I feel like being a creative thinker is a good attribute to have because I can definitely help somebody out or I can put things into a new perspective to kind of teach students how great it is to be a great speaker. My next great skill would be my communication skills. Again, just to help those students. Whenever I was in high school, I didn't have a very good speech teacher. I really struggled in speech. I didn't like speaking in front of people. I didn't really like making eye contact, having those communication skills. But now going to college, I know how important it is. So I've learned those skills throughout the past couple of years, and I'm really ready to teach students what I have learned. Lastly, I am very dedicated. So I'm very dedicated to helping students out and to being a great team member to my faculty and staff whenever I get a job. I'm very dedicated. So the most challenging thing for me has definitely been educationally. Right after high school, I went to Texas A&M University of Corpus Christi, and I was majoring in education. After about 2 years, my husband got a job offer in Nashville, Tennessee. So we moved out there and took it. We ended up moving right in the fall, so I took that semester off. I told myself that I was going to start in the spring semester, and it was really hard for me to do that. Although I persevered and got through that part, it was really shocking to me. I've always been somebody who loved school, who never dreaded school. I made good grades growing up, so I was really shocked when I found out about myself how hard it was to go back. Um, so then I went to Tennessee Tech University where I studied in communication, knowing that again I wanted to be a speech teacher. So after about a year, we decided to come back to Corpus Christi, and now I'm back at the island at the University of Corpus Christi, and I'm majoring in communication studies again. But knowing that about myself now, it's really shocking to me. So at my previous job, it had been open for about 4 years. There was a woman I worked with. She had been there since opening day, so she had been there a very long time. I was kind of new. I worked 40 hours a week. I was a full time worker, and she was a part time worker. And so I got a lot of experience very quickly. I was there every single day, day in and day out for long periods of time. So I got to experience lots of things that she maybe have not within her part time shift. So there was one day we were asked to do the same task. I completed the task in half the time that she did, and she got very upset. She ended up going to my boss and crying about the situation and telling her that she didn't understand how come I got all this opportunity. And my boss had to explain to her it's because I was a full time worker and she was a part time, and I was there to learn things whenever I needed to, and they could rely on me. That's typically how full time jobs work. You get more opportunity than part time people. So we had to go over that situation and we ended up having a conversation about it. And I apologized and she apologized. And now we're really good friends. And that situation is totally out of our hair. Biggest weakness in teaching would probably be not being able to move on as quickly as I'd like. So, when a student gets stuck on a learning objective or a task, I tend to take time out of the entire class's time and go over that objective a little bit more in depth. I learned this during student teaching, and it would be better for me if I were to continue on with the class, make sure I pulled that student aside at the end of the day and say, "Hey, Ashley, would you like to come over to my desk and we can go over that objective a little bit more so I can make sure that you really get the gist of it?" Um, so that's something that I'm working on, and I'm ready to move forward from that. So I will definitely be able to implement that in my teaching skills. I tend to work best under a very positive environment and a very rewarding environment. Just having somebody be there with me and just pushing me on to do best. Life's literally what you make it. Make it a great day or not, the choice is yours. So that's typically what I work best under. And also, a rewarding environment just would be just having some handwritten notes telling me I'm doing a good job. And like I said, just being very positive. That's what really gets me.